in episode 3 of the GOM. We are going to do a lot of things and nothing, so I'm not exactly in which order to work from here on, but as you see, there is the new body, there is the interior from the old body. We will cut that up so it fits in here. Now, cutting things up is always a delicate job, because you can cut off but you cannot cut on, so it's better to cut one time more instead of a little bit too much in one go. For those who haven't seen the post, we are thinking about using the rear of the cage. Cut it over here, put this in front, so this is what it would look like. That would make it easier for us, because then we have our rear link mounts, shock mounts. Would make it a little bit easier. We don't need all of these. I've been debating on leaving the cage and putting this over it, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's going to look that nice. So we're dropping the front of the cage. This is the body. I think it's one of these Toyota FJ40s or whatever it is. Lookalikes. We can use the interior again. What else do we have? There's links, of course. Now, these are these were the rear links from the GOM. We will not be using them again. They actually were mounted like this, the car up here, so they were going down, and I wanted the other way around. A little bit of high clearance in the rear. We measured them up. The rear links, both upper and lower, are 140 millimeters. So yeah, I can make links, that's no problem, and a little bit of high clearance. So the rear will not be an issue. That will go rather fast, I think. But the front is something different, because it was a 3-link setup with CMS mounted servo. Bottom links are still here, which can be maybe reused. A strange thing is, the front links are longer than the rear links. These are 145, 140, 145. I should expect it the other way around. Now, we will see where that brings us. Now we need to get this under here, of course. And now we need to find positions to place the upper links. We have, of course, lower link mounts on the axle. We have upper link mounts on the axle. But then the problem with this design, it is a 3-link design. You had these 2 bottom links, and then the 3rd link was up here, going to the front axle. And then there is that position on the other side, but as you can see, that position on the other side is taken. The mount from the little Dick low speed, high speed servo is using that 4th position. So we're gonna need to be creative. We're gonna need to we bring the links in, or maybe a little bit out, or we make something different. So it's a challenging one, this one. I'm not sure what to start with first. I can do the body, I can cut that interior, and then we have a better view on the body. But on the same time, I actually need to start with the links. The rear links will be rather fast. I think I know what I want, and I think I know what pinion angle I need, so that's not gonna be too hard. The front is going to be something different. Yeah, I need some support, a little bit of support over here. Yeah, the front is going to be a little bit different, and see how we fiddle that one in, and then see if our new BTA mount works. So it will be challenging, this one. Not gonna take you through the whole process. If something interesting comes up, I'll make some footage of it. and otherwise, yeah, there might be a roller on the bench at once. We want to end up something like 40 rear, 60 front. I think that will work. That gearbox is way forward, and then of course there is this. Let me dig it in. There is this real big Fusion Pro. I can just slide it in, which is also over here. So I think we can manage. I see the motor is nice in front, but the links is gonna be a battle. That's gonna be something special, especially these front links. You might have to be really creative to get that done. Yeah, but okay, that's also something interesting to work with. Creative. So I think the 4060 will not be a problem. Looking at the whole gearbox, so the biggest part of the gearbox is in the front, and then there's this engine in the front, so that might work out. But the geometry, I might maybe ask some tinkering. But that's a fun part of the hobby, doing all the tinkering. So I'll close this one up for now, and we meet again in a second. So just a quick one to show you where we are at the moment. You see a part of the cage is built back on, but we just need that to find out what we need to cut, so that's not really a problem. What did we do in the meantime? Well, we did two things. First of it is the rear has now new links and has shocks. As you can see, we have these oil slick shocks. We had two sets lying around, the 105mm and the 115, but this car really wants the 115. As you can see, everything is moving freely. The pinion angle is okay, also on full extraction, not coming below the links, so I'm glad we managed to take care of that. These shocks come with offset caps at the moment. I haven't used them yet, but maybe if I need to stand them up straighter, I might need to turn them around, and then with an offset cap, let me grab one. If I would need to set them up more straight up, then with an offset cap we can do that by position it like this, and then the shock itself will be straighter. So not sure if we need it or not. Might need it in the front, but at the moment in the rear it feels actually really nice. Everything is moving as I want it to move, so that part. And let me tell you, I only needed to make one of the shocks twice. All the rest was yeah, lucky me, was okay from the first time. What else did we do? Let me put this aside. It's not a major thing, but we already cut up the interior, so where it now fits inside the body. So I don't know on which camera this shows best, and there is also the green masking tape, but it fits in here really nice. So I'm really happy with this result. Cut it in a couple of times, but yeah, this will be a nice body, and then the interior, I'm glad I could keep the interior. So up to the next thing will be front links. Maybe I'm working in a reverse order, because normally I also do the front links first, but yeah, the rears are done, and now we will start with the front nows and see where we end up with our BTA link and all that. Okay, see you in another second. Here we are again. We got the motor in with one bolt just to see how everything matches, and it doesn't. The front upper links are going to be a pain in the beep. They are not really cooperative. Mainly not the engine, but the gearbox is too low to attach them to the new mounts I made. So we're gonna be creative. Maybe I can show it to the camera a little bit how it is right now. Yeah, of course it's wobbly because there's no I'm missing a couple of links. Actually the ride height front rear is perfect. The shocks are okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the 115s up front. Maybe they can change to 105s, but the main problem is this support. Maybe I can show it over here. This one, what was supposed to be for the upper front links, well, this is all okay and it clears with the engine, but links cannot pass under the gearbox. So yeah, there's our problem. Yeah, now a link has fallen out because it just is in there just to see if everything fits. But nothing to worry about. We will be creative and adapt, and we will probably do the links on the same position as the shocks and see if we can find something that that works out. So just a little update. Fiddling with links, episode 3, 4, 5, but we will get there. Okay, later. There's a lot of stuff on the bench. It's a big mess. I've been doing a lot of things and nothing at the same time, because one of the most important things we made for this axle did not work out as I thought it was gonna work out. So back to the drawing board and we made something new. In the meantime, we already did a lot of dismantling of the cage. We put the shocks in place. We have our rear links, upper and lowers. So we're doing different things on different fronts at the same time. So for now, we are going to try the new upper link mount on the axle and see where that leaves us. Let's put this boy out of the way. Oh, that's a mess. It's a mess. Oh man, I don't like when things go like this or don't go like this. But then again, the fiddling is part of the hobby. Not gonna take you through the whole process again, but let us say that this was on here, something like this, which led to the fact that the upper links had to leave in here and over here, but there is no room because somewhere over here is the gearbox. The spur gear is somewhere over here, so there is no way this link can move, or this link, they cannot get around that part. Let me get it over here. So what I'm talking about is this part. That's the spur gear. Engine is on this side. Spur gear is over here. On the bottom it looks like this, and then these links actually are somewhere over here. So there is no way to work around that when we use this setup. Okay, so back to the drawing board. That's really it's a shame. Yeah, but okay, that's steps in between stages to the final result. Anyway, now we have made another mount, and you will say, oh, that looks just like the other one. Well, it kind of does, with one difference being the upper link mounts are no longer, let me grab it back, or no longer, as we say, is this vertical? Yeah, this is vertical, but I changed them into horizontal. Let's just put one on so you can see what I mean. Let's grab a screw here. Let's grab my machine. Okay, and we just drill it in here, and now this one is no longer vertical but horizontal. So another thing we did, we are now using these things we can put into the 3D printed parts, and then we have our threads. So that's really a step forward, and from now on we will be using this on places where we think we will need to frequently screw or unscrew things, and that's how we will do that from now on, like on skid plates. That's also a really interesting place. The editor will probably put one of these things up on the screen somewhere, over here or over here, it doesn't matter, so you can see what it actually is. But you design a hole a little bit smaller than this part, and then you make it hot with something, with like a solder iron, and then you just press it in. Probably will be a movie up also somewhere. So that's what we end up now with this thing, and I will mount it on the axle, and then we'll take it from there and see if we then can use the axle and put some front links on there. That would be nice to get a few steps ahead, because this episode is supposed to be on Sunday and we are Friday, so that's not how I generally like it. I like to have a little bit more time to do things. We will meet again when the axle is mounted. Time for the wrap up of episode 3, in which we lost some ground, won some ground again, and lost it again, and then gained it one more time, and we are now at a point we can say episode 3 is coming to an end, because we finally figured out a way to set up the front links to from a 3 to a 4 link setup. I will show you in this last part of the video how we did it. For now we used some 4mm aluminium rod. We bend it with our bending tool, and then well, this is what we end up with at the moment. This is just some bended rod, and it works perfect. It's clearance everywhere, complete clearance. The shocks can completely compress. It can move in all directions, so I actually am happy. I'm also happy with the pinion angle, which sits nice and stays that way. I might bend it a little bit more down because of the caster. Now, caster on this axle is not really a problem, because you can take these pieces off and turn them a little bit more to gain some caster, just as you can on element axles. So that's a nice feature on here. So I think I might leave angle like this, because I already adjusted the front pieces, and then yeah, it's really nice. I don't know how much you can see it on this camera, but the front links work really well. We have our 4 link setup, and that was the goal of this episode. So yeah, finally. We also took a part of the cage away. We will probably will cut this part off of the cage, so the cap can fit on here. Yeah, I'm starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, because this was a really heavy episode. What am I going to do about these 4mm aluminium links? We will change them out to this, which is 6mm hollow rod with a 3mm center. We then tap some thread in there, so an M4 fits in here, and then we can make links as we want them with our tool, and then that's what we're going to do. We might do this bend over here, might do a little bit further and a bit shorter, but that's just fiddling with the end result. But for now, I'm really happy. Everything moves freely, and yeah, can I show it how it is done now? I don't know if this camera can pick it up, but I'm talking about this part. So as you can see, completely compressing, there's just a tiny bit of air in between that bottom plate where the motor sits on, and the links are fully compressed, so that's really nice. Putting it down on the bench, I can already feel that the front springs will be a little bit too soft, so I can just stand them up, and standing them up will give like 1 or 2 millimeters extra clearance. Can also use the offset caps to set them up. The rear feels actually without oil, so no damping. These springs feel actually good, but there's a lot of weight up front in this vehicle, so that's why this might feel a little, so it feels okay, but when I use the car and its weight, I think no, that's undersprung anyway. Might help setting them up. The damping will also change that feeling a little bit. I probably will need stronger springs on this one, which should not be a problem, because in these boxes, these springs are really, the packaging is really top notch. We have these offset caps, but we also have firmer springs in here, so we can actually use the firmer springs in the front to get what we actually need. So that should not be a problem at all, finding a nice setup for these shocks. And now I can close this episode feeling rather good, because yeah, it's been a dark wood in which I traveled, but I start to see some lights. I start to find my way out of the woods, and yeah, episode 4 might not be such a long one, because there's a lot of things I have. This will I will make off screen. You don't need to see that. We all know how that works. There's just one more thing I'm having troubles with, and that is I bought some extra weights to help to keep the front down, and they should just bolt right on, but I think they are for an AR60 axle, and this is a GA60 axle, so they are just 4 or 5 millimeters too far on the outside, so we might need to find other shafts in here which are a little bit longer, but I'm not sure if AR60 shafts will fit in here, so that's the next battle. For now I cannot bolt them on, but maybe the next time they may also be on the vehicle the next time when you see it. We'll close this one now. It's been long enough. Hope to see you all on episode 4. See you all later. GoPro stop recording.